man, you don't need all them plugins, man. Because if you don't know what you're doing, it's still gonna sound like shit. What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Wavy Way tip of the day. And you know, before I get started, I'm gonna ask one thing of y'all. Two things of y'all. Hit the like button, and if you didn't already subscribe, I need you to go ahead and do that, man, because we trying to get to 100K, and we just a few clicks away. It ain't gonna cost you nothing but a click, so go ahead and do that. Shout out to all the new members of the Wavy Seals Elite, man. I'm so excited with what we doing with this membership club. It is going crazy. We are building better engineers every single day, and I'm just happy to be a part of the journey with you guys. So if you want to learn more about the Wavy Seals Elite and start adding some of that secret sauce to your mixes, go ahead and click the link down in the description below. All right, so this video gonna be real simple, man. I'm gonna basically show y'all my top 5 vocal mixing plugins. That's right, just 5 plugins that I like to use on every single vocal. It doesn't matter the genre, it don't matter the style of music, the way I'm gonna treat this vocal, the ideas are gonna be the same. So shout out to Cold Mind, man. He's a super dope artist, and I know he don't mind me using this track because he asked me last session. He's like, yo, Wavy, use my session in your video. I was like, man, nah, dog, nah. But today, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and use it just because I feel like it works for this. So let's just first listen. Here's the vocal track, right? So you can see what plugins I already have on there. We're gonna go through, I'm gonna break down what I'm doing with each one of these plugins. But I'm gonna play just the hook of this song, and we're gonna get an idea for what's going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it, and then we're gonna come back and break down the entire vocal chain. All right, cool. So that's the hook right there, okay? Now, like I said, let's just go ahead and break down. Now, Auto-Tune Pro is one of the first plugins that I have on here, and I'm not going to talk about Auto-Tune because that's not one of the 5 plugins that I want to go over. The actual number 1 plugin that's going to be on my list of my top 5 vocal plugins today is going to be the Fab Filter Pro Q3. Now, working with the Pro Q3, I really like being able to see the frequency analyzer. This makes it very easy to kind of know exactly what content is in that track and be able to take care of it. If something is going out of hand, I can attenuate it. And this plugin just gives me so much. But most of the time, if you know what I do first and foremost with a track, obviously after tuning it up if it needs it, is I just apply a couple of filters. A high pass filter to roll off any of that unnecessary low frequencies, and a low pass filter to take off some of that unnecessary high end. And on this track, I felt like it needed to be a little bit brighter, so I boosted 1 dB with the high shelf at about 8.5K. All right, now let's just listen to this and look at this plugin and see it working in action. Yeah. So what you see here, so basically what I've done with this plugin is I've rolled off anything that's not really fundamental. That's the dope thing about using this frequency analyzer in this plugin, is that I can see exactly where my core frequency range is of this vocal. So anything else under that, all this stuff down here is not necessary. Anything up here is not necessary. It's just going to eat up room, eat up bandwidth in the mix, and we don't want that. So I went on ahead and cleaned that stuff out using the Fab Filter Pro Q3. It makes it really easy to see, and then you can match what you're seeing with what you're hearing. It's a perfect marriage, all right? So that's the first plugin, the Fab Filter Pro Q3. Before we get into the next plugin, I do want to remind y'all that I am a Sweetwater affiliate, so I'll link all of these plugins down in the description. And if you purchase them using the link, then of course you'll be helping out the channel. All right, so next up is a de-esser. Every vocal needs a de-esser, and the de-esser that I choose to use is the Massey Desser. This is a super simple de-esser, man, and that's why I like it. The most controls that I use here, and most of the time, I only have to use this one control, the reduction slider. I'll bypass this, we'll listen to it, and bring it back in. Let's see. All right, so I mean, it does exactly what you expect it to do, man. It's a de-esser. If you spend a lot of time working on the de-esser, and then I said it before, man, you're wasting your time. There's a way more important stuff in the mix. So get a de-esser that works, apply it, and move on. Now, of course, you can change which frequency the de-esser is working at. You can also do a blend between the wet and dry. But like I said, the default settings on this de-esser are really great. And probably about 90% of the time, all I have to do is choose the amount of reduction that I need, and the rest handles itself. So that's the Massey Deesser. Simple as that. Next in my chain is going to be one of my favorite plugins nowadays that I feel like I can't really live without on a vocal, and that is going to be a multiband compressor. Now for this one, I used to use the C4 a lot, and I still love the C4, and it still has its place in my studio. But I found that the MC404 by MsDSP is a really great plugin. Now, this comes with the ML2000 bundle, so there's a few different compressors that you get. But this one right here, this is a 4-band multi-band compressor. Again, the link is going to be down in the description. But pretty much, I'm just attacking each band of this vocal a little bit differently, right? Where I'm really compressing the low end pretty hard, giving the low mids a nice little, being a little bit more gentle on that, and a little bit more gentle as I go up the frequency spectrum. But this really helps to control that vocal and give me a nice overall even tone. So let's just see. I'm gonna actually bypass all of these plugins and let's solo this out and hear before and after with the compressor. I don't know if I could do this. Now, of course, we are still hearing my reverbs and stuff. I'm not taking that out the mix right now. I don't know if I could do this all alone. Yeah. So I keep the Glocky with me just to make sure I get home. Yeah. So we hearing some of these ad libs. Listen. I don't know if I could do this all alone. Yeah. So I keep the Glocky with me just to make sure I get home. Yeah. All right, cool. And then from there, what I do, because you see that vocal actually got a whole lot quieter. Let me just go back in again. I don't know if I could. Right now, I could use this gain here, but I don't like to use that gain. I don't know if I could do. To get the level back, I like to add it with a little bit more flavor. If I'm gonna boost the gain, it's got to add some flavor to it. So basically, what I do after the multi-band is go into the RVox. Now, this is not one of my top 5. So far, we got number 1 with the Pro Q3. Number 2 is the Deesser. Number 3 is going to be my multi-band compressor, the MC404. And then this one don't count at all. This one just on here, kind of like I'm mainly just using it for a gate. This is the RVox. It is a super clean gate. It works very easily. Again, it's another one of those one slider kind of things, man. I'm not trying to complicate this. I want a tool that works and does exactly what it's supposed to do with ease of use and very quick efficiency. So that's why I like the RVox for a gate whenever I use a gate. So boom. All right, so my next plugin that I love on vocals is going to be the Destresser. Now, depending on the type of vocal, I might go with a different type of compressor or limiter to add into the chain. But a lot of times, the Destresser is where I will go to first. I just love the body that it gives to the plugin, to the vocal. And this UAD version of the Destresser actually has this mix control, so I can basically do parallel compression built in right here if I needed to. So I really love that advantage. But with the Destresser, I typically just use it in opto mode, go to 10-1, and then set my attack and release appropriately. And this is how I really add that gain back. So I push some input and some output through this thing, only knocking off about 1 or 2 dB. And here's what we get. Let's start off with before and after. I don't know if I could do this all alone. All right, without it. So I keep the Glocky with me just to make sure I get home. So we barely touching it. I could probably push it a little harder. I took her with me cause she peeped. I was rocking V-Lone. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if I could do this all alone. Yeah. All right, so now I got a little much. But the dope thing that I love about the Destresser is that you can really compress really hard and still have your vocals sounding really natural, or whatever it is that you compressing using this Destresser. So it's a super great addition to this mix. Let's go ahead and listen to where we at in the mix so far with the 4 plugins. Well, with the plugins that we've gone over. I don't know if I could do this all alone. All right, cool, man. That was pretty dope. All right, so next, the last plugin, my number 5 plugin, this is the top secret sauce that I really love adding on lately, man. It's gonna be the Antares Evo Punch. Super dope plugin. Again, check it out. Another very simple plugin, man. I'm not gonna be sitting here EQing and fiddling with one frequency for 10 hours, man. I'm not doing that, okay? I want ease of use. So here we go with the Punch Evo, man. This plugin, super great addition to the vocal. It's a vocal impact enhancer. Even though I hardly ever use this impact slider, I just feel like this just adds some dynamic and some some extra compression to the vocal, man. And so it really just brings it to life and breathes a little more life into the track. So let's start off. We're gonna listen to the first couple lines without this in, and I'm gonna bring it in, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Bruh, I hope you heard that. I hope you noticed. But the vocal is sitting in a good spot, level-wise. But when I applied this Evo Punch, it seems to just open up a little bit more, man. Just open up. That's really the only way I can describe it. Is just it opens it up. If you like this video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up. And if you're looking for more tips and tricks like this, join the Wavy Seals Elite today, man. Not only do you get exclusive tips and tricks, but you get one-on-one conversations and help from me, as well as master classes, and you have the opportunity to have your mixes reviewed and critiqued professionally. And if you need mixing services, go ahead and hit me up at wavywayne.com to get a quote. And don't forget, I got templates like this that's already set up, ready to go, so you ain't got to spend a bunch of time setting up your session, getting ready to mix, getting ready to record. Wavy Wayne already did it for you. Thanks for watching this video. Be dope.